Resident Evil 2.
Hello, and welcome to my Resident Evil 2 Remake challenge video. To give you an idea of what you're about to watch, this is a playthrough on Claire First on hardcore difficulty. And we'll be completing 3 separate in-game challenges. And those are Frugalist, Minimalist, and a small carbon footprint. And I'll get into those a bit more later. In the beginning of the game, we're just getting through the gas station. Not a lot going on.
Wait here. I'll
Just
check it out.
exposition, storyline stuff.
Don't come any closer.
Our first zombie here, we're gonna run past and grab this key. We'll turn around. Once the zombie walks by about there we go. Use the key, open the door, and then leave the gas station.
It's like a nightmare.
Attention all citizens.
Alright, while we're heading to the RPD, I'll go over the challenges more. Frugalist is completing the game without using any healing items, and with that in mind, we'll be completing the game without taking any damage. Minimalist is completing the game without using the item box, meaning we only have our inventory to work with when picking up items in the game. We only start out with 8 slots, and we get 3 side packs, which will increase it to 14 inventory slots to work with. And playing on hardcore difficulty is adding to the challenge, where on standard we can get 6 side packs, so we only get 3. And then a small carbon footprint is completing the game in 14,000 steps or less. So there is a route planned out to accommodate all 3 of these challenges. Alright, now that we're in the RPD, we're going to be heading over to the east hallway.
Focus.
Here in the press room, we have some handgun ammo we're going to pick up. We'll be getting a lot of handgun ammo for the first boss fight with G1. We're going to head to the Watchman's room.
Oh my god.
Open up! Hurry! Open up! Open this goddamn door!
Alright, run over to the door and then run back behind the desk. Once the zombie starts crawling on the desk, we're going to leave. This is important for later. Alright, heading down this hallway. We're going to dodge 2 zombies, and we need to hug the wall here. Just keep going straight. And then we get away. And we head back to the main hall.
So nobody knows what caused this?
Alright, we get our knife. Grab some ink ribbons. And then we'll make our first save. Alright, now that we have our knife, we can open up the gate to the reception. You know, I keep calling these gates, but they're rather shutters, actually. So there's some handgun ammo there, but we're going to skip it for now. If we pick that up, it'll clog our inventory. So we're just heading through the hallway. There's no zombies to run into. No threats. Pop into the operations room, grab some handgun ammo. And then we'll climb through the window into the passageway. Turn around, grab some more handgun ammo. And then we're going to take out our first zombie. So this zombie, we want to go for headshots. And specifically, we want to use focus shots. When the crosshair comes down to a point, that's a focus shot, and you'll deal more damage. And then also, we can get decapitations like we just did, which are really nice. I'm not sure if the focus shot will increase the chance for a decapitation, but anyway. So the first zombie, regardless of the decap that we got, it only takes 6 focus shots to the head, and it dies every time. And this second zombie here, we want to cut off one of its legs while it's already on the floor. And then go back and forth between using your knife and dealing headshots. Head over to the stairway, grab the wooden board. And in the dark room, we'll grab some gunpowder. Then use the wooden board on the window. And heading up the stairs, we're going to stop here on the stairway. We're going to start going for this zombie. We use headshots. If the zombie makes his way towards us before we can take him out, he'll always lean over the balcony and fall down to the first floor. And if that happens, we'll just have to deal with it on our way back down. So if this zombie gets down to the floor, use the knife for some damage. And with zombies, they can appear dead, and we need to confirm that they are dead by waiting at least a second or two when they're still, and then using a knife to poke. So on the 3rd floor here, we grab some handgun ammo, and in the private study, grab a spade key. And we'll turn around and head to the 2nd floor locker here. We'll grab the portable safe. Head back to the 1st floor. And while we're using our knife for damage on enemies, we want to make sure we hold on to it for a little while. Alright, we're going to solve the portable safe puzzle. Every time you have to solve one of these, there's a randomized sequence of 8 inputs you have to figure out. Generally, I solve for the first 4 sequence, and once I have that memorized, then I figure out the second 4 of the sequence. And once I have that figured out, I can just re-input the first 4 and solve it generally quickly. But sometimes I get the first 4 down, and then while I'm trying to solve for the second 4, my short-term memory doesn't help me out, and I forget it. But anyway, once it's solved, place the button here, and then we're going to leave. We'll come back later when we have the second button and get some more items. Head into the west office, grab some gunpowder and mix it for some ammo, and grab some more ammo in the locker. And this zombie here, try to cut off one of its legs, and we were successful. If you don't get a leg off, there's a chance that the zombie could grab you, so we want to make sure you're facing the zombie directly in case we do get grabbed. Then you can use the knife in defense. But yeah, we can use the knife to finish off this zombie, because we're going to open up the safe here. The combination is 9, 15, 7, and get our first side pack. Anyway, that is the last zombie we can deal damage to with the knife before we're going to use it intentionally later. So just make sure you don't use up its durability. Alright, heading on over to Leon's desk. We'll open up these two locks. The combinations are NED and MRG. Inside is the speed loader for the SLS. This is going to be very handy for the boss fight with G1, allowing us to reload much quicker and giving us more DPS during the fight. Once we have that, head back into the main hall with the spade key. Also, in that west office, there is another zombie that's on the other side of the desk, but as long as we never walk by him, he'll never activate, and we took out the zombie in the office room so that we can travel through that room later on without any worry of running into more zombies. So we're heading up to the second floor, walk through the reception room, and head on over to the fire escape.
Hey, Marvin, this is bad. I've got zombies everywhere. Marvin? Marvin, are you there? Marvin?
Alright, grab some ammo,
Gotta be kidding me.
grab the bolt cutters. Now, when we lured that zombie on the desk earlier, it was so we could walk through this little area and make sure that that zombie is still in the room. I used the bolt cutters to get into the east office here. I'm gonna grab the gunpowder, and then we want to lure this zombie towards us so that when we leave the room on the other side, he doesn't cut us off. So kind of make sure he's following us a little bit. And we're going to be picking up a lot of stuff in this room in one trip. And everything that we're picking up is the gunpowder, the flash grenade, handgun ammo, the valve handle, white gunpowder, and the fuse. And we want to mix the white gunpowder with the regular gunpowder for some acid rounds. Alright, leave the room, place the fuse in the wall, and head back to the main hall. And then we'll make our second save. Alright, we're going to head through the west hallway again, and this time we're going to pick up the handgun ammo here in the reception room. Now there's a zombie coming up that we're going to intentionally be grabbed by and use the knife to get away. But something strange happened here, so I usually line up for the grab here. The zombie never lunged, so we got away. I decided to use the knife on this zombie, which I usually have a flash grenade ready for that one, but we got by without the use of a flash grenade. And because of that, we're going to skip the flash grenade here in this room. So we use the bolt cutters, discard them. And we're going to pick up the detonator. And there's the flash grenade on the left that we're skipping. If we picked it up, it would clog our inventory. And we have an opportunity to pick it up later. So this zombie is going to get up here, fall off the balcony, and move on. Grab the handgun ammo in the corner. We're going to walk into the locker room here on the second floor. We're going to open up this locker. The combination is CAP. Grab some flame rounds here and here. And we're going to use the valve handle. We're We're heading to the STARS office. We're going to pick up some more gunpowder. Some flame rounds here. And there's a liquor that's going to activate. We're going to just walk into the STARS office while that's going on.
What the hell is that?
And here we're going to pick up the battery, place it in the detonator. Pick up some more flame rounds. Flash grenade. And more white gunpowder, and combine it for some more acid rounds. While we're walking into this hallway, heading into this hallway, we want to make sure we're walking so we don't alert the liquor. The liquors are blind, so as long as we're quiet and we don't get too close, we can get by them just fine. I also wanted to mention that the acid rounds we're making, we're basically going to be hoarding acid rounds until almost the very end of the game when we fight the third boss. So we're going to get the the unicorn medallion here. The combination is fish, scorpion, water. Here in the library, grab a knife. And then we're going to go for this first zombie here. Go for headshots. Usually goes down in 4 or 5 shots. And then keep going for headshots to finish her off. This second zombie has a lot of HP, so we're going to take off one of its legs. And after that, we can use the knife to finish the zombie off. Alright, so once we confirm those 2 are dead, we'll head over to this third zombie, which isn't active yet. We're going to go for cutting off one of its legs. And then we can take out this zombie with a knife, but we just want to make sure we don't use it up, because we want to have it with us for the upcoming boss fight. Alright. So take care of those 3 zombies. Then we're going to move the bookshelves in position. And so when we have the jack handle later and we lower the other bookshelf, we can do one move and get away quickly. There's some handgun ammo behind the bookshelf that we forgot to pick up, but we'll get that on our way back. So heading into this 3rd floor storage room, grab some handgun ammo, place the detonator. We want to leave the room and re-enter. What this does is there's a bookshelf by the door that usually falls over after that explosion, but because we left the room and came back in, it prevents it from falling over. A little coding oversight, maybe. So when we head back in, we're going to grab the maiden medallion. The combination is maiden, bow, snake. And when we're leaving, there's a liquor that's going to come down. We want to walk directly towards the liquor, but stay to the left. The liquor will go for a lunge, and we dodge it. And then we leave. And now we grab this handgun ammo. Also, there is a zombie in the ceiling, but as long as we never look at the zombie directly, then we won't have to worry about the zombie falling down. Leave the library, discard the spade key, and then we'll grab the lion medallion. Combination is lion, branch, eagle. And that's about it for RPD1. So we place the 3 medallions. And open up the secret room. We're going to grab an ink ribbon. There's flame rounds in here, which I almost picked up, but I remembered we need to pick them up later, because if we pick those up now, they will clog our inventory. And I will make our third save. Alright, now we're going to head to the underground facility. We're going to fight our first boss, G1. We're going to head to the bottom of the stairs here and pick up a grenade for the fight. So the fight with William is the most important thing we want to do is make sure that we're firing and reloading as fast as we can. We want optimal DPS, and with optimal DPS we'll be able to stun William more often, and the more times we can stun William, the more time we'll have to fire off and not worry about getting attacked. So make sure your grenade is equipped coming into the fight. So start shooting right away. So we want to fire and reload. And we want to shoot 3 clips into William.
This thing's gotta go down.
So after the 4th clip, fire a grenade. Throw a grenade, excuse me. Reload and keep firing. Now we're going to get grabbed here. Never mind. So keep shooting, keep getting stuns. So around here, when you get a stun, we want to use the opportunity to grab more handgun ammo and a grenade. Now, I meant to throw the grenade, but we got grabbed. And I meant to use a knife, but instead we threw a grenade for defense. I'm not sure if that'll deal more or less damage. But we got grabbed again, so we'll use the knife. If we have opportunities to fire into William's shoulder eye, we can deal more damage. But generally I like to just fire at the center for reduced chance of missing shots. And that's the fight. So we had a lot of handgun ammo after the fight, but we'll walk over here and pick up some extra. And after we climb the ladder, we want to grab the gunpowder in the locker in the room off to the right.
This way.
Now we'll make our way to the next save point.
It won't move. You got it. So, what's your mom like?
She works at Umbrella. She's making important new medicine.
Umbrella, that big pharmaceutical company?
My mom's always at work. I don't get to see her much.
Well, hopefully you'll get to see her again soon.
The fight with G1
So, where's
is
your
very
dad?
difficult and is going to take practice and getting the rhythms down. But once you have an idea of all that,
Mom, but
it's not as difficult as it might seem.
he's
So we're going to make our 4th save here.
gone.
Wow.
Alright, we're gonna head back to the RPD.
Over there!
And we're gonna complete the basement section.
It's closed.
Okay. Key card first. Then that asshole gets what's coming to him.
So right away, we're gonna head to the firing range and pick up some flame rounds. There's 2 zombies in here that don't activate until you pick up the diamond key, so it's safe to pick up these flame rounds now. Then we're gonna head to the kennel. So there's liquors in this room. I want to make sure we're walking when we head in. We're just going to walk past the liquor here. We don't have to worry about the second liquor on the ceiling. Just walk through the room and leave. Now we head into the morgue. We're gonna grab this flash grenade. Then we grab the diamond key, and then we leave. We want to make sure we leave quickly, because there's a zombie by the door that will start to get up after we grab the key. And then we leave, and we want to walk our way into the kennel. And we can walk right past this liquor, as long as we're quick and we're hugging the wall. Just don't get close to either liquor. Grab the white gunpowder and mix on our way out. There's a liquor in this hallway now. Want to stay to the left as we walk underneath. And head back to the firing range and use the diamond key. And now the zombies are active. So we don't need to go into the room, we just need to use the key so we can discard it later. And again, make sure we're walking when we enter. We'll head back to the parking garage.
Must be where that guy came from.
We'll open up this room, activate the elevator. Then we'll head to the chief's office. This segment, by the way, is a very long one. There's just no good place to save for a long time. But everything is relatively safe as long as we do everything we need to correctly. I'm gonna head back into the private room here. Get the heart key. So opening up this door, we're now in the east stairway. We're going to head up to the storage room on the 3rd floor. So there's 2 zombies in this room we need to kill. And with both zombies, we're going to try to take a leg off.
Oh no.
And then finish up with headshots. Hopefully we get a decap. Just like that. So we take out these 2 zombies because we'll be returning to this room later. And there's potential that we could be getting chased by Mr. X. And we just want this room to be safe for traveling through. See, that's a good instance of the zombie appears dead but isn't. And after a few headshots, we learn that it's still alive. So we kill the 2 zombies, grab the large gear. There's flame rounds in this room that we're going to pick up later so they don't clog our inventory. We'll leave, grab the wooden board, and then we're going to head to the first floor. Place the wooden board in the window here so we can leave safely. We're going to use the heart key and enter the interrogation room. And we're just going to circle around to activate this liquor popping through the window. We pop through, grab this gunpowder. As long as we're walking in here, we're safe. Grab some handgun ammo and then leave. Walk over to this locker and pick up the white gunpowder and do a mix. Now we're going to head back up to the 3rd floor balcony. So when you mix the white gunpowders and get acid rounds, there's potential for 2 or 3. It's randomized. And there's a chance that we could have over 10 acid rounds right now. And if that does happen, the route will allow so that it doesn't clog our inventory. So head to the roof. We're going to stand at the top of the stairway. We need to kill this zombie. Go for headshots. We got a decap. There's a second zombie over here. All we need to do is take out a leg. That way we can get by quickly, because we don't have to return here later. So we flip the switch. Head back up to the roof. And we discard our excess handgun ammo because we don't need it anymore. And we need room in our inventory for other items. So, put out the fire. Activate the appearance of Mr. X.
Jesus, stay back!
We're going to lure him out onto the roof so we can circle around. We're going to head back through the hallway, going into the art room. We're going to pick up the key card for the weapons locker. Now, more than likely, Mr. X will follow us into the room. And I don't believe he does in this instance, but have a flash grenade ready to stop him from attacking, or pursuing rather, so we can get by. Also, when you use a flash grenade on him... Yeah, he's still on our way. He's gonna swing his arm, so make sure you get by quickly so you don't get damaged. So now we're gonna head to the linen room, which is near the STARS office. We're gonna head through the library. And we want to be quick about this so we don't get cut off by Mr. X heading back. Make sure you're walking when you enter this hallway. There's still a liquor that's active here. Use the diamond key, discard it, and pick up the portable save. I also walk when I'm in this room because the liquor could still hear you sometimes. Now we're going to head to the safety deposit room on the first floor. And we can spare one more flash grenade to use on Mr. X if we encounter him again while we're making our way through the RPD. So head through the west office. Make sure we're walking. There's a liquor in this hallway. Now we're going to solve the combination on the portable safe. So again, I try to find the first 4 in the sequence, and then find the second 4, and then re-input the first 4. Here I got a little stuck because I found the first 4 rather quickly, which just consisted of the top 2 rows, but my short-term memory failed me, and then I would forget what the sequence was, so I got a little stuck on this puzzle, but it happens. There we go. Alright, place the second button. We're going to open up lockers 103, 203, and 208. We're going to pick up our second side pack. And then we're going to pick up more flame rounds, use the key card, get our grenade launcher. Then we'll grab this knife. We're going to be using this knife on a specific zombie, so it's important we pick it up. We're going to open up this door and check where the liquor's at. Once the liquor's off to the right, we're going to walk on by and open up the records room here, and we'll also pick up our flash grenade we left behind. So pick up the jack handle. And pick up the grenade. Now again, if we had like 11 acid rounds, we could put one of the acid rounds in the grenade launcher. And that'll free up an inventory space. But if you get real lucky and happen to have 12, you will have to discard one acid round, which is okay. So we pick up the jack handle and wait for Mr. X to come into the room. Then we leave. Make sure we're walking here again. Head through the west office. And now we're going to head up to the library on the second floor. So with Mr. X pursuing us, it's important that we had the bookshelf set up for a single push so we can get by quickly. But silly me, I forgot to push the bookshelf. I'm like, oh no, I can't get by. But luckily, Mr. X stopped pursuing us. Usually he'd be in this room by now, but we're able to come back down, push the bookshelf, and be on our way. Yeah, super lucky that Mr. X isn't here. So we're gonna head back out to the main hall here on the 3rd floor. There's a zombie on the left here, so we want to quickly get into the clock tower. And here there's a puzzle involving placing the large gear and the small gear in the correct spots.
That worked.
Alright, once we have the puzzle solved, we'll head into this back hallway here and pick up our first large gunpowder. We'll be picking up every large gunpowder in the game and mixing them with white gunpowders. And this will give us 5 or 6 acid rounds instead of 2 or 3. We'll pick up the box and leave the clock tower. So we check to make sure that first zombie isn't out there anymore. Now this zombie is where we're going to use the knife. But strangely, I didn't get grabbed and avoided the zombie altogether. But the knife was there to get by safely. So back in the storage room here, we'll use the heart key and discard it. Grab our second box. And I usually grab that knife. Oh yeah, and grab the flame rounds here, which I almost forgot. Now, I didn't need to pick up that second knife. And I decided to discard one of them for the flash grenade here. But yeah, I just wasn't expecting to dodge that zombie earlier. But now we're heading back to the chief's office. We're going to open up the boxes for the electrical components.
Thank God. The key card.
Then we place them in the panel. And then we solve this puzzle. There's light emitting from the red and blue wire, and we need to reroute them into the purple wire. And now we're moving into Sherry's section. So we pick up the creepy doll, open it up for a cube. Then we'll use it to solve this puzzle. Put the first block into the third slot, and then rearrange the blocks so the patterns all match up. We have our scissors. Now we can escape the room. Yeah, a fun little puzzle.
What is this?
So there's really not a lot going on with Sherry's section. We're going to be making our save here soon. Yes, Sherry's section is a lot of storyline and exposition. And hiding from the chief later.
That must be the door out of here.
Like I was saying earlier, there's just no good place to save between the basement of the RPD and Sherry's section, so we just get through it all. Pick up an ink ribbon here. We'll make our 5th save. Alright, continuing Sherry's segment. There's not a lot really going on, so I'm just gonna let this play out.
You are gonna be so fucking sorry!
Go away! Help! Somebody, please!
You stupid bitch! That's a dead end!
Hide.
It's all over now! Doors locked! Where are you? Show yourself! I know you're in here! The longer it takes me to find you, the worse it's gonna be!
Oh God. Oh God.
Bitch has gotta be here somewhere. Ugh! Oh! God damn it! Son of a bitch.
No more. Please.
This is your last fucking chance! Show yourself! Now! Oh, fuck! It burns! Fuck is my key? Eyes. See?
Hurry.
I'm coming in, Sherry! Get over here, you little bitch!
Good to see you again, Claire.
Just you wait, asshole.
Alright, back to Claire. Now that we have our parking pass, we're gonna head back to the parking garage. We're gonna pop into this control room, grab some white gunpowder, mix it with the large gunpowder, and our stock for the grenade launcher. With the stock, we'll be able to fire grenades at a much longer distance and with greater accuracy. I use the parking pass, and we'll trigger Mr. X.
You again?
We're gonna run in a circle while the gate is opening. And now we're gonna leave the RPD. So have your flash grenades ready. We're gonna head on over to this gate. And when the zombie busts the gate down, throw the grenade. And we'll make our way through.
Looks like the only way forward.
Alright, we're going to use our grenade launcher this upcoming section. We're going to use flame rounds specifically. We'll take out this zombie at the bottom of the stairs. And these two dogs over here. We can also fire it through the fence, which is really nice. It's really easy to take out a lot of the dogs in this area. We're gonna get the dog that comes up on the car here. And enemies seem to die with one grenade. They take damage from the initial hit and then more residual damage from the flames. Sometimes they don't die, but they usually do. Alright, we'll wait for those two to group together and fire in between them. And then fire at this third dog here. Now one of the dogs ran off to the right, and I wasn't sure if it died or not, but I had my handgun ready just in case. But it did die. I figured if it was still alive, it'd only take one bullet. I'm gonna shoot this zombie. Pick up a grenade. There's one more dog, and if we stay at the bus door entrance like this, it's gonna jump at us, but we're safe from getting damaged. We'll take the dog out just like that. You can walk through these flames and you don't take damage. If you stand in flames for too long, you'll die, but there's no actual damage being dealt. So we can just walk right on through it.
Hello? I have the pendant!
Alright, now we're in the orphanage. We're just going to be heading to where Sherry's at. And then from there, we're going to head to the sewers. Mr. X is going to appear, but we just keep on running. There's no danger.
Sherry? Where are you?
Claire!
Sherry? I'll be right there! Go, go, go!
Claire! It's behind you!
Don't stop!
Hurry!
Keep going.
Claire?
Sherry's daughter?
Alright, we're going to go into this office here. Grab some high-powered rounds for the SLS. Grab some ink ribbons. And we're going to make our 6th save. So right away we're going to discard the ink ribbon so we have inventory space.
Sherry? Can you hear me? smell like shit. Literally.
So now we're in the sewers. We're going to be heading to the monitor room.
Cable car. Here?
So in the control room here, there's 3 zombies and some flame rounds we want to grab. So I'm going to go straight for these flame rounds, turn around. And we can generally get by these zombies easily, but if they look like
Hold on,
one of them's going to cut you off,
Right there.
specifically the one on the left, you have a knife that you can use to use the knife to get by safely, and even if we don't use the knife, which we didn't, we have to discard it for space, so it's something that we can just use up because we can. Now we're here in the treatment pool. We grab the handlebar, and we're going to open up this safe. The combination is 2, 12, 8. And inside is the SLS frame. And when we attach it to the SLS, we can start using high-powered rounds. And the high-powered rounds are very useful. They decapitate zombies in one shot. So here, we're going to decap this first zombie and line the shot up with the second zombie's leg. And then we have an easy decap. This third zombie we're taking care of so it doesn't activate when we return here later. Walk down here and use the handlebar. We're going to walk over and grab the treatment key and discard our knife and the rest of our handgun ammo, so we don't need it, and we need the space. And turn around. And activate the switch and open up the gate to the lower waterway. Turn around, grab the grenade. And grab this white gunpowder here. There's a G-adult coming out of the tunnel on the right. As long as we hug the left, we get by just fine every time. Use the handlebar and grab these high-powered rounds. Take out this zombie. I want to decapitate 4 zombies in this room. I had missed a shot there. And apparently I didn't get the decap on this one, so I had to shoot it twice. Use the treatment key here. Grab the large gunpowder. And then we grab the rook plug. Use the treatment key here, and we can discard it. Now here we're heading back into the underground facility. We're going to make our way back to the secret room under the RPD. And we're going to use the handlebar up there It's a way to get back to the RPD at this point in the game. Grab these high-powered rounds here. But we have no need to go back to the RPD. We just need to use the handlebar so we can discard it later. It's probably very possible to finish the game without having to come up here and just carry the handlebar in our inventory for the rest of the game, but that would just be a clog on our inventory. And it's just a short trip to come up here. I've also grabbed the flame rounds we left behind. We'll head back down to the sewers. So now we're going to head to the bottom waterway. There's a G-adult that's going to start approaching us. And it's going to dive into the water, and when it does, we'll run past it. And get by pretty easily. We use the handlebar and now we can discard it. So coming up, there's a lot of G-adults that we need to get by. And we're likely going to get grabbed a few times. And we're going to use our grenades. Now, I use grenades because they stun the G-adults and we can get past them, but... So this first one, we try to sneak past. And we got grabbed this time. So we use a grenade. But for some reason, we got grabbed again by the same one. And then the third time. And then somehow avoided the swing from the second G-adult. So I haven't done any testing, but I'm wondering if, because I was trying to walk to the right side of the G-adult, that I kept getting grabbed. I do usually run around to the left, so... Anyway. Here in the storage room, there's a puzzle involving the Queen and King plug that we need to solve. So now that we have the both plugs, essentially what we need to do is place the Queen and King plug in their respective doors. And then grab the Queen plug, walk through the King plug door, and then we can leave. Also, there was a zombie that fell off the balcony, and when we jump back down to the floor and we grab the plug, it closed the door and trapped the zombie in there so we don't have to deal with it. So heading back, there's this Geodult that is close by. We're going to wait for an animation for it to sink here. And then we can run past. And there's another Geodult off to the side, which sometimes it'll get close enough and grab you. But we got past this time. And then one more Geodult that, similar to the one in the other tunnel, is going to dive into the water and we'll run past. So, generally, I usually end up using 2 grenades in this entire Geodult section, but we ended up using 3, and it was kind of a strange situation, but I went with it. I was able to get through the rest of the section without getting grabbed. And we don't need those grenades for anything later on. It is very handy to have grenades in the final boss fight, but we'll pick up more before then. Alright, now that we have all the plugs we need, heading back to the monitor room. Place the queen plug in the center here. Take the bishop. Place the king plug on the left. Take the knight plug here. Place the rook in the center. And the knight plug on the right. Then the bishop on the left.
All right, Sherry. On my way.
We're going to grab an ink ribbon and make our 7th save. Alright, now we're going to head to the power room and start the boss fight with G2. I'm going to flip switches 1, 2, and 4. Turn the power on. We're going to run by the door and trigger William. Then we're going to stand over here by the wall. William is going to continually bust through the ceiling trying to attack us, but we're safe here. And we could damage William to speed up the process that's going on, but we're just going to wait this out. And eventually he'll try and tear the door down. Watch the room burn in the meantime. Alright, have your grenade launcher ready. When you bust in, we're gonna run and turn around. Wait for him to stop, and then fire. Now William is stuck in the room, freaking out. And this gives us a good lead, but this time around, William started chasing us sooner than expected. So, with that in mind, when we hit this button over here to move the car, he's already on the platform, so we're going to throw a flash grenade right away. Let's start firing more flame rounds. And we're going to let the fire do its residual damage. And I missed a shot, which is okay. We can spare the flame round that I missed. But essentially, we use fire to get William to get stunned on the platform, hit the button, The car will come around and swing at him. We gotta do this twice, so we hit the button again, flame round, flash grenade right away. Then when William gets ready to head towards us, we fire. I should have fired a little sooner there, but it all worked out.
Alright, time for an encore.
And so on the second round, it just takes 2 flame rounds to get him down. We'll pick up the flash grenade and knife that are in the corner there. And then we should have enough time for the car to swing and hit him. I cut it real close there. And that's the fight.
I'm so sorry, Sherry. This is taking forever.
So a few minor mishaps, but we got through the fight just okay. Alright, now we grab Sherry and head to the cable car.
Ned said her lab's not far. Wait, that cable car. Hold on, Sherry. You're gonna be fine. Almost there, Sherry. We're almost there. Oh, good. Cable car. Okay. Better check everything. There's no turning back.
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not exit until the final destination.
Alright, now we're in the labs. We're gonna take Sherry to the security room.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
Alright, we get our wristband. We're gonna grab these flame rounds. We're gonna head to the cafeteria. Alright, so here we're gonna run in and grab a grenade. And then run the perimeter of the room to the ladder. There's a lot of zombies in here, but as long as we're quick, we won't have to deal with any of them.
Biological research. Please enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods.
We're gonna drop down in the kitchen. And then when we walk out here, we want to head to the right immediately. And turn around and take care of this zombie. Then here in the nap room, grab the level 2 chip and flame rounds. And then we're gonna head to the reception room and make a save. When we walk by the cafeteria door here, make sure you hug the right so you don't open the door and lead zombies into the hallway. We're gonna be returning here later.
Dr. Lee, your presence is urgently requested by
Alright, now we make our 8th save.
Chief Cartwright in the east area.
So right away we're going to discard our knife. We picked it up during the G2 fight, but we actually don't need it. And we don't need any more knives for the rest of the run. We can use flash grenades for self-defense against certain enemies later. And we have plenty of those. So we're making our way to the greenhouse in the east area. And the east area is going to be a bulk of the laboratory section. Alright, so here we're going to grab a white gunpowder and then run past this Ivy zombie that's getting up. And here we're going to enter some codes. If you visualize this as a number pad, the codes would be 3123 and 2067. Now these codes are being put in early. You're supposed to retrieve them further in the labs, come back and enter them. But because we are putting in early codes, we can essentially do a one trip to the laboratory basement. So grab the cartridge here and head to the testing room. Here we'll grab a large gunpowder and a grenade. We'll mix the large and white gunpowder. Use the cartridge here and solve the puzzle.
Engaged. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity.
The puzzle solution is red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green. Now that we have our solution, we're going to head to the basement. We're going to fire a flame round at this Ivy zombie. Ivy zombies go down in one flame round. Very convenient. Alright, here in the lounge, we're going to grab these flame rounds. Then decap these 3 zombies. There's a 4th zombie on the wall, but they never get up. And heading this way, we want to stay to the left. Elixir's going to pop down here. And get by just fine. And there's 3 more zombies we're going to decap. 1. 2. And 3. We'll grab the signal modulator. Yeah, those 3 zombies are easy to decap because we catch them in the start of their animation, their activation animation. So we're going to head back to the nap room. So walking past the cafeteria door, we want to stay to the left so we don't open it. And in this room, there's usually a zombie in here. But there wasn't one. And this is the first time I've ever seen that happen, so... But in the case that there was one, we just use a flame round to take it out. So here we solve the... or tune the signal modulator to the MUF. And grab our 3rd side pack. We're We'll duck in the kitchen and grab a large gunpowder. Then we're going to head back to the greenhouse. It's very possible to skip getting the third side pack and not using the signal modulator fully, just leaving it in our inventory, but we have enough steps in our step count to make the detour to go get it. Alright, heading back down to the basement. We're gonna grab this white gunpowder, mix it with the large. So I had 31 acid rounds. I loaded one into my grenade launcher to open up my inventory. Now heading back into the lounge, we want to make sure we're walking, because lickers have spawned here now. We want to walk to the end of the room and tune the signal modulator to MURF. And then this licker, we want to lure her towards us and around the table. Now that we have power to the area, we can head into the low temp lab.
Welcome back, Dr. Lee. You have 5 new messages.
Whew. Damn. Should have packed.
Use the solution, and now we have the herbicide.
Cooling complete.
Now we're going to make our way back to the first floor of the greenhouse. Again, make sure we're walking, heading out to the lounge. We're gonna duck into the server room here. Grab some flame rounds and a white gunpowder. Grab this large gunpowder over here. Combine it. Climb the ladder. Have your flame rounds ready. Usually there's an Ivy zombie directly to our right when we arrive. Yeah, the Ivy zombie died before it could get the damage in when I got grabbed. Got a little lucky there. So use the herbicide. And now we can go grab the level 3 chip. This will temporarily stun all the Ivies in the room. But as soon as you grab the chip, they'll reactivate. If there's any Ivy zombies in your way trying to leave, just take care of them with the flame rounds.
Subject to disciplinary measures.
And there's an Ivy zombie in here. Sometimes you'll get grabbed. You just use a flash grenade. We'll pick up this flash grenade. We're going to do the same thing in this room. Because there's 2 Ivy zombies, so we just get grabbed by one. I got lucky and avoided the grab, which usually doesn't happen, but just have a flash grenade ready. We use flash grenades because in that room there's 2 Ivy zombies, and when one grabs you, when the animation's over, you have a second or two to get away before you can get grabbed again. So it's a very safe way to get through the room. We could use flame rounds if you wanted to. We do have plenty of extra. We just want to make sure we have 2 flame rounds heading into the final area of the game. Tune the signal modulator to OSS. Power on the area. And from here, we're just heading to the next save point before the upcoming boss fight with G3. All the acid rounds we've been making up to this point will finally come to use.
Thank God. The antiviral agent. Gotta get back to Sherry.
Grab one last large gunpowder and white gunpowder. We have a total of 43 acid rounds, and we actually only need about 35 for the fight, so we have plenty. And we'll make our 9th save. Alright, coming up right away is the boss fight with G3. Make sure you have your grenade launcher equipped with acid rounds. So once this first animation stops, we'll fire. And when William's stun animation ends, we keep firing. And we put William in a stun cycle. And this really is just a fight. We keep doing this. We'll run away when William gets too close. So there's an example of firing too early and no stun happens. That's why it's important to wait for the stun animation to end. I usually wait to listen for a footstep and then I fire. So I find a rhythm with that. I picked up 2 flash grenades during this fight, but they weren't necessary. Also, when William was entering the second phase, I waited until the animations were over to continue the stun walk. So now William's entering phase 3. We just keep spamming more acid rounds while this is going on. I wanted to wait for the animation to finish so I could resume. And yeah, we'll just keep firing off here. And that's the fight. We'll pick up this grenade.
Target has been neutralized. Ending quarantine.
So yeah, with enough acid rounds, this fight is trivial, very easy.
Gotta get back to Sherry.
We'll pick up this grenade on our way out. We'll head back to the security room and get Sherry.
Sherry, can you walk faster? I don't want to rush you, but we have to go.
Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated.
Claire? Yeah? Thank you for being so nice to me. For helping me. I'm really glad I met you.
I'm really glad I met you too, Sherry. But save your thanks until I get you out of this place.
To the bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
Alright, we'll grab an ink ribbon here. We're gonna make our 10th and final save.
Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the train platform.
Alright, now we're gonna head to the final boss, G4.
10 minutes until detonation.
Here there are 3 Ivy zombies we're just gonna run past.
Self-destruct sequence initiated.
They're all inactive and getting up from the ground, so no worries there.
Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate.
Alright, we're gonna inspect the door here. That'll warp Sherry down.
Of course. Stupid thing's locked.
Hold on.
Sherry, what are you...
I think I can open it from the other side.
Initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately.
So while Sherry's opening the door, we have to take out these 2 Ivy zombies. Let's use flame grenades, as usual.
9 minutes until detonation. Attention.
I got it! Huh. Nice work, Sherry.
There's one more zombie here. Let's use a flame grenade.
Sherry, you hanging in there?
I'm right behind you.
Atta girl. Think we're almost out of here. Worth a try.
Now we're gonna head into the train car and pick up the joint plug.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to be to the bottom level of the platform. 8 minutes until detonation. Self-destruct
I use the joint plug here. Grab the minigun. We'll start the final boss fight. So the gimmick with this boss fight is, rather than depleting a set amount of HP, we have to pop a certain amount of eyeballs. So when using the minigun, make sure you do burst firing. And we want to make sure we're keeping a good distance from William so we can avoid these rushing attacks. And then if William goes to climb up the wall, we can use a grenade to prevent him from doing that. I accidentally had my flash grenades equipped there, so in the case William jumps down, make sure you're running to avoid any homing attacks. The grenades are also useful for popping a lot of eyes at one time. And then when William is swinging wildly like that, just run away, because he can surprisingly get really close really quickly. And that time, that was successful. So if William goes for swinging attacks, we could use flash grenades to interrupt the attack, but I find it much safer to just run away, keep your distance. So there, I threw the grenade a little too early, and it barely missed the end of the animation. So we had to avoid homing attacks again. So we just keep this up until William enters his final phase. Right now. So we'll take a moment to check our final step count. 10,777 steps. So we had about 3,000 extra steps left to use. So we did really good on our step count. So use any spare grenades you have. I didn't mean to throw that flash grenade there. But that's the fight. Okay, this was Resident Evil 2 Remake, Claire first on hardcore difficulty. We completed the Frugalist, Minimalist, and a small carbon footprint challenges in one playthrough. This is my second time completing this challenge. My first playthrough is still up on my channel, but the overall route is poor and unoptimized. I wanted to do the challenge again with better strats, a more optimized route, and cleaner execution. I am absolutely satisfied with this run, so I consider this a 2.0 version of the route. I want to give a shout out to Carcinogen SDA. He was a huge inspiration for making this challenge video. His RE2 Remake No Damage videos were very helpful in developing the route for this. Please go check out his YouTube and Twitch channels if you want to see more awesome challenge playthroughs. I've also completed Leon's playthrough of this same exact challenge, so go check that out as well. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. That concludes the video. Thank you for watching.